Hi, I'm Braxton Thornley, a technology trainer and product manager for UEN. Today we're going to look at Nearpod, and specifically we're going to look at the quiz and game features within Nearpod. Now there are a bunch of different options that you can use inside of Nearpod to engage your students and assess their skill level, but today we're just going to look at a handful. And as we go through these quiz and game features, spend some time thinking about how they might apply to your classroom. So we're going to begin by creating a new lesson, and within this lesson we'll be able to explore some of the quiz and game features inside of Nearpod. So I'm going to select quizzes and games on the side, and then as you can see here, I have a variety of options to choose from. We're going to start with a quiz though, and you'll notice on the right hand side I get a summary of what's inside of that feature, and that applies to all of the features that you look through. Once I've added that to my lesson, I have the ability to go ahead and type my question. And then additionally, I also have these tools at the top to make my question appear however I need it to for students. Below that, I'm going to type the quiz answers, so I'm just going to put in sample answers here. And then you can see that I can also add in some math answers. So there are a variety of math options that Nearpod has now integrated into their quizzes, into the whole system really, so that you can type out the math equations that you need to. After I've typed my answers, I'm going to select which one is correct, and then I can add answers if I need to. Over on the side, I can add any sort of media, and then I can also duplicate or delete a question as needed. Now, once I've typed out my question, I can go and add additional questions if I want to, but for now we're going to look at some other features that are available in quizzes and games. And in particular, I want to spend some time with the Draw It feature. Now you'll notice on the right-hand side that as this pulls up, I have a bunch of pre-made Draw It activities, and I can filter those according to whatever I teach. And once I click on apply and apply those filters, you'll see that I can choose from all of these activities that are already available inside of Nearpod. Today though, I want to make my own, so I'm going to just type some instructions in my instructions box. Again, I have the same tools that I did in the quiz features. And then after I've gone ahead and written my instructions to make them appear however I want to, I'll minimize that and go ahead and add a background. And this background is going to be really powerful because it will really amp up what my students can do with the Draw It tool. So I'm just uploading a background that I've already saved to my computer. I'm going to click on open, and you'll see that my background is just a diagram of an engine, and I can modify that background however I need to with these tools here. Once I've modified my background, students will have these tools at the bottom to mark up whatever diagram I've uploaded to their Draw It activity. In this case, they would go ahead and label this engine or this diagram of this engine using those tools. Now if I go to add new, I'm going to now go to my drag and drop feature, which is really similar to Draw It. And again, on the side, you'll notice there's some pre-made activities that I can choose from if I want to. I can again enter my instructions at the top, just like we did with Draw It. I have those same tools available to me. I can add media if I want to. But I'm going to close those instructions for now, and you'll notice that I have the same add background feature in the drag and drop tool that I did in the Draw It tool. And you can see that Nearpod has some pre-made backgrounds that I can use if I want, or I can upload my own image, which is what I'm doing here. So I'm just searching for an image that I've already saved. Again, it's that engine image that we used before, and I'm going to upload that. Now, on the left-hand side, I have the ability to choose what students are going to be dragging and dropping onto that image. And in this case, I want to create some text labels. So I'm going to go ahead and write out the names of some of these components in this diagram. So we have our distributor. I can change the size of that if I want to. Hit done once I'm ready. Then I'm going to type another one. I'm going to type cylinder head. Go ahead and add that. And again, I can change the size if I want to and hit done. And then I'm going to choose whether or not I want students to have unlimited copies of those labels. And again, students still have the same tools that they did with Draw It, but now what they can do is they could drag over those labels I've already created for them. Now back in my quizzes and game features, I'm interested now in the fill in the blank option. Now with fill in the blank, all you need to do is take some text or write some text like I am here. This is just an example. And then once you've done that, you're going to go ahead and click next. After you click next, you'll click on the word that you want to be a blank, and that will then populate it so that in Nearpod, students will see that blank appear wherever you want it. Now next we need to talk about Time to Climb, and Time to Climb is really popular because it's a really fun game that's built into Nearpod, and essentially it's built just like a quiz. So again, this may seem really familiar to what we looked at before, but I can choose text or image answer types in Time to Climb. Now again, I'm just going to add in my question, I'm going to add in my answers, I'm going to select the correct answer. I can add answers if I want to, I can add an image, I can delete or duplicate, and I can even add a timer for my question too, which I'm going to do here. And we'll go ahead and change it from 30 seconds to 45. Now, at the bottom, I can add as many questions as I want, but after I've added those questions, at that point, you'll be able to see that the quiz then populates into a game where students essentially race each other up a mountain. Now, going back into the quizzes and games features, we're now going to look at our matching pairs and memory test. Memory test is fun because it's just a quick memory game for students, but I'm actually a little bit more interested in the matching pairs option. So I'm going to go ahead and add that, and again, I'm going to close the pre-made ones on the side. And then if I click Add Pair, what I can do is I can pair text with text, or image to text, or image to image, and so on and so forth. And again, you can see that I can upload images from my computer. For this example though, I'll just write some text, and I have dog, I have cat, and then whenever I'm done, I can add another pair. And so again, I'll enter in some more text, so you can see in this, we're going to say x equals 3, and I might add an image of what that point is on a number line or a graph if I wanted to. And now what students are going to do is they're going to take their text and they're matching it with text that it relates to, or they're going to take their text and match it to the image that it relates to. Again, you can even pair images together, so you could do it that way as well. Once you have completed adding your pairs, you can add a timer if you'd like to. And then once you have added your timer and you're all done with your lesson, you can preview your lesson, and then you can save it and exit when you are done. So those are just a handful of some of the quiz and game options available in Nearpod. Again, there are a ton of options that you can use, and make sure to use those in your classroom to first off engage your students, but also assess where they're at so that you know how to respond to their needs.